All right, there is a massive opportunity right now, a Black Friday deal that you wouldn't believe, and it has to do with housing and real estate. And there are things happening all over the news right now. I'm going to go over a handful of stories with you because county governments around the nation are about to dump a ton. We're talking tens of thousands of properties on the auction block, or you're going to be able to buy tax liens. This is one of, I believe this will be next cryptocurrency, the greatest investment of 2025. Okay, so I want to dive in. This is what just happened to my live stream, just so you know, a little while ago. That's what the ninja looked like. I don't know if it's YouTube trying to say, hey, we don't want you to tell anyone about this. I highly doubt that, but let's dive in. Okay, so first off, the other day I talked about how Mount Vernon, financial woes escalate. And this is a subscriber actually commented, say, hey, this is my town that I'm in right now, and it's blowing up. And the first thing I thought about was the course you're putting out. And the reason why I'm putting this course out is because I want you to know the nuts and bolts of how to do this investment, how you can make between 5 and 36% per year. And in a lot of cases, if you pick the right ones, if you do your due diligence, and I'll show you how to do that, you can get paid in as little as 8 weeks. This is absolutely incredible. It's backed by the actual real estate itself, and tax foreclosures. I want to teach people how to buy these next year so you can turn around and sell them, or you can rent them, or what's even better is to sell them and carry the paper. I'm going to teach people how to do this. This will be, again, how to become an actual bank and make a lot of money. You know, it says Mount Vernon financial woes escalate with $59 million in unpaid taxes, and they're proposing a 5% tax hike because they have so many people not paying. Well, it gets better than that. There's celebrities right now in the news that are not paying their taxes. Check this out. Let's see if you recognize these people. Anybody type 1 if you recognize these people right there. Well, guess what? These people did not pay their taxes. They had a $1 million tax lien placed on their property, and so they immediately had to go and refinance their house so that they can pay back that lien. The question is, who are taking advantage of these liens? And I want to show you something else. I've got a ton of stories to go over this because this will really paint a picture of what kind of opportunity this is. Let me stand by. I'm going to share this chart with you at the end. That is epic. So let's do this. Let's start with this story right here. Lake County, this is out of the Chicago Tribune. Lake County Council to consider repealing tax sale ordinance and passing a new one. Well, that might sound good, like, oh, hey, they're going to get rid of the tax sale ordinance. Nope, that's not what's happening. The Lake County Council will consider Tuesday giving final approval to repeal the county's current tax sale ordinance to create a new one with an added penalty, as requested by the Lake County Auditor's Office, that goes beyond the state statute. Why do they need a new penalty? Well, because nobody's paying their taxes. This is honestly one of the greatest opportunities. I've been reading and studying about tax liens and tax deed sales or tax foreclosure sales for the greater part of 20 years. Read a ton of books on them. At certain points, it wasn't worth my time because there wasn't enough out there to make it worth my while. In the last 6 months, they have exploded. We're talking on a greater level than 2008 to 2010. The next couple of years are going to have so many tens of thousands, actually hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tax liens hitting the market, where there will be very few people that understand how to do this. I'm going to throw a shout out to, it's Black Friday sale. All my courses are about 90% off or more. The Tax Lien Pro and the Tax Foreclosure Master Bundle is still at around 90% off. It's going to go up again next week, and it will never be this price again. This will be my most expensive course because I'm going to teach people starting in December how to register for auctions and how to start buying up liens right now. And then the deeds portion starts in January. Now, it said the council voted 7-0 last month in favor of the ordinance on the first consideration, but held off on a potential second vote for final approval because some council members had questions. It says in the proposed ordinance, if a tax sale buyer doesn't file a court order to issue a tax deed signed by a judge along with other documents and payments within 150 days of the court order to the Lake County Auditor's Office, the buyer will receive a refund of the tax sale purchase minus a 25% penalty. During the council's Thursday session, the Auditor's Office attorney Randy Wheely said the office would like the 150-day deadline with the penalty put in the ordinance because currently not everyone comes to the office to file the signed tax deed. Look, let's break this down, make it real easy. Counties know that as somebody's not paying their tax, imagine a map of a bunch of homes, like think tract homes, right? 1,000 tract homes, and they're all green, right? Because each one of those represents tax money that's coming in for the county, okay? Well, all of a sudden, somebody doesn't pay, and it goes gray. One of those houses, out of all the green homes, one of them turns gray. And the county's like, oh, they're behind on their taxes. And then a couple tax payments later, they still haven't paid their taxes. And now it's gone red. You're like, this is a non-producing property for the county. They're having a hard time paying for firefighters, police officers, fixing the roads and things like that. And what they want to do, and all of a sudden they start seeing other ones turn gray, and then those turn red because we got repeat offenders, right? People that aren't paying their taxes. Well, what they do is now they go, hey, we need to put these either some states, they say, let's put out a tax lien and allow someone like you to pay that person's tax bill so that the county can go pay the firefighters and build the roads, right? Or they go straight to deed sale and say, hey, we're selling it for what's owed on this property right now. And those are incredible opportunities too. Half the country is tax liens, half of them are tax deeds. And there's some nuances between, or some variations between, redemption deeds and some hybrid models, right? But my point being is the county wants those to go from red all over the map to green again. Okay. And this is where you step in. But the thing is that the industry is very tight-lipped about this type of investment, right? So here's another story right here. And this is out of the city. This is about New York, right? Now, when we're talking about, look, I'll just read this and it's going to make a lot of sense about COVID. Pushback grows as mayor hash out deal to revive property debt sell-off. Says tax lien sales have been on pause since the pandemic. Now, and again, this thing about the pandemic nationwide put a ton of county governments in a bad spot because they had to hold off during forbearance issues and things like that, where the government was saying, hey, you don't got to pay your rent, don't pay your payments. A lot of people didn't pay their tax. And so for years, there were no sales. Okay. Now think about this. Before the pandemic, there have always been tax lien and tax deed sales, and very, very few investors are astute enough to understand how to make a ton of money off of them, okay? Because people charge thousands and thousands of dollars. I've purchased courses for $1,000, $2,000. I'm even eyeing one right now for $50,000. I know it's crazy, but I know it's not worth it to buy it because mine's going to be better. I'm not joking, because I have been spending so much time in this and looking at all the opportunities. And one of the opportunities is every year, these tax deeds and tax liens, well, for a handful of years, because of the pandemic, they were frozen. So think of all that inventory that has been building up. Now you couple that with a downturn in the real estate market, it's really bad. On top of that, you've got inflation. People are saying, I'm not going to pay my taxes. Yeah, let's see how long it takes them to kick me out. And in a lot of states, they can go years and years and years without being kicked out. As a matter of fact, a lot of these liens, they don't even get sold at the auctions because there's not enough investors to pick them up. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really happening. And they just stack up and the county can't evict them until somebody comes and buys them up, files a document, and then it's forced. And then it has to be done. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. It says with Mayor Eric Adams' administration and the city council, we're talking about New York City, in talks to revive a controversial property tax collection system that died more than 2 years ago. This is a liberal writing this. Some community advocates are pushing to keep the tax lien sales system in the ground. The city has long relied on the tax lien sale to collect unpaid property taxes and water bills, placing a payment claim on properties whose owners are delinquent on payments. The city then sells the liens to investors who attempt to collect the debt. The last lien sale, check this out, in New York, took place in December of 2021 and included over 2,800 properties, netting the city $86.9 million. And that's just in back payments, right? People that failed to pay their property taxes. The sale excluded liens for water and sewer bills. That means there was even more, because your water company, your sewer company, they can place liens on your property too, and you could buy those liens and get the interest back. which is so much more interest than people are making in the banks. And it's more of a rate of return than people are making in the stock market per year. So check this out. This is where it shows the New York City netting almost 80 million annually in tax lien sales. Again, this is just people not paying. And you could see right here where they weren't making anything, where they froze, right? And where I want to show people where we're about to move into is this amazing opportunity, and very few people understand it because they don't have the money to dive in. And when you think about the barrier to entry, tax liens can be as little as $100. Think about how much somebody didn't pay on their property taxes, but you can make as much as 36%. In a lot of states, you can make 18, 20% on these things. Think about it, you are offering the owner a second chance. Rather than the city or county coming and taking their property right away, you've paid their tax bill for them, but for that cost, they now have to pay you back plus the interest that the county says they have to pay you back. And the cool thing is you never even need to talk to the homeowner. This is all done through the county websites, and you could do it anywhere on earth. You could be anywhere on earth at the comfort of your home, logging into these auctions, getting registered, setting up a little business, or you could use your social security number and your personal name. And you could sit there and just buy these liens all day and all night, whether they be over the counter or in actual live auctions. And you could show up in person for the auctions. You can do it online. It's insane. This is one of the greatest opportunities ever. If you want, links down below to the Black Friday deal. Right now, both of those courses are $379 because I'm building them out. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with Tax Lien Pro, and I'm about 5%. I actually haven't really even. All the editors got like 20 videos for the other one. When it's all said and done, there's gonna be like 100 instructional videos between these two courses. It's going to be my best course ever because I'm gonna show people how to make money right now. All right, with that being said, thank you for watching. The Economic Ninja is out. Oh, shoot. I always do that. I'm the Real Estate Ninja today. See you guys.